I'm Ty, and welcome to another episode of Chart New Territories. And I am super excited, as always, because we have a brand new, sort of brand new entrepreneur that is starting his journey with Preservan, and we're going to get to dive in and learn about Nick Wiles from Charlotte, North Carolina, and learn about his story, learn about why he has decided to start something new. So, Nick, thanks for being here today, man.
Thanks for having me, Ty.
Welcome to Oklahoma City. How's it been so far?
It's been great, man. It's great to explore new places, and
Yeah.
I was here a long time ago to run a half marathon, and I'm glad to be back.
Well, it's good to have you. We've had a great week training so far, midway through it. But before we get to talking about all of that, I want to learn a little bit about you, and I want everybody listening to learn a little bit about you as well. So I want to go back a little bit before all this gets started, before we start talking. What is Nick doing? And I said North Carolina, but technically you live in South Carolina.
Right.
What's Nick doing in the greater Charlotte metro of South Carolina?
Yeah. So a couple of years ago, my family relocated to the Charlotte area
Okay.
for a corporate job, and we like it a lot. And a few years back, we decided, my boys actually, my two boys were interested in entrepreneurship. They read a book about it, right?
Okay.
And so my wife and I started, looking into it, and what could we find for our family to do together? So kind
Yeah.
of as a family project, a family business, and we came across vending machines.
Okay.
And so that's kind of where the entrepreneurial journey starts. Is
Okay.
my boys having an interest in it, and then my wife and I kind of discovering it, and then we moved forward with it. We
Yeah.
started a side vending machine business.
Okay, so you got the corporate job, you got the
Mhm.
vending machine business. How many vending machines? And you still have the vending machines
Yeah,
today?
yeah, we still do. Yeah, it's a
How many you
nice.
have?
We have 12 machines going
Okay.
across the Charlotte area, North
Yeah.
Carolina, South Carolina, and yeah, it's just something we kind of do on the side.
Yeah.
And everybody, the four kids, all the wife, we all participated.
You all do this together.
Yeah, so it's fun. And
Man, that is really cool. So how old are your boys now?
so. My boys are 10 and 8, and my girls are 6 and 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That is we learn all kinds of great stories having these conversations, and that is just such a neat one that it wasn't even your initially idea to go into
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
thinking about entrepreneurship. It was your boys. Do you recall the book that they read?
It was a book about the Tuttle Twins.
About the
Yeah,
Tuttle
yeah,
Twins.
the Tuttle Twins. It's these two children who start a lemonade stand, and
Okay.
they get more ambitious, and they end up starting a theater. And it was good for the imagination, right?
Yeah.
But it goes through the challenges of starting a business, like
Yeah.
startup costs and
Yeah.
how do you do that. And so with that, the lessons that we've learned over the last couple of years doing this is kind of created the confidence for us to take the next step and do something
Right.
bigger. And that's,
Yeah.
I think, kind of laid the groundwork for where I'm at right now.
Okay. Man, that is great. And I think everybody should remember that book. You got kids out there, you're thinking about wanting to encourage them to do entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
The Tuttle Twins, good book recommendation. So you got the corporate
Mhm.
job, you've got the vending machines, whole family's doing it. Thinking about something else. What was the thing? What's happening where you're like, okay, this is good. We're liking this. Let's do something more.
Yeah. So I think, my background in supply chain and logistics has kind of lent itself to having a broad interest in a lot of different things. And I think that's where entrepreneurship and business ownership really plays to my skill sets,
Yeah.
because I like to be involved in everything. It's marketing, planning, transportation, the finance piece. And, so I think that experience I've had over the years, in the corporate world and even prior military experience too, is, it's all part of the journey, I think.
Yeah, yeah. I have one just question because I think a lot of people that might be listening to this, maybe even thinking about, looking at franchising, different
Yeah.
franchise options. And so, of course, we're here today talking about Preservan, which is a home service business. We'll talk more about that here in just a few minutes. But as far as the vending machine, that's also kind of a franchise, right?
Yes, it was. It was a franchise model. So we researched different programs
Yeah.
and the pros and cons of all those.
Yeah.
And we liked the idea of having a business in a box. We
Yeah.
liked having a plan
Quite
coming into
literally.
it. Yes, yeah, yeah. So yeah, a plan for business strategy, a plan for what to do with revenue, and also a coaching system, a support system.
Yeah.
That with the vending business that we've tapped into through social media and other business groups as well. So it's an ongoing process.
Yeah, that's great. Now, I have heard some people tell me this, and I think I know the answer because you said the whole family's helping. Vending machine business seems pretty easy. Like, I don't know, from the outside, it seems like you drop some machines around, you make sure they're
Yeah.
full, and you just collect the money. Is vending machines just kind of a set it and forget it?
No, it's not. I think any business opportunity that's worthwhile takes a lot of effort.
Yeah.
And yeah, and everybody in the family contributes to it. So yeah, it's definitely, people talk about passive income, semi-passive income, and
Yeah.
I think that entrepreneurship really involves being engaged,
Yeah.
from top to bottom, and
Yeah.
fully engaged. So
Yeah,
it's a
for
lot of
different levels of engagement, different businesses
That's right.
require, but nothing. I don't think that there's very few things in this world that are truly passive or even semi-passive.
Absolutely, yeah.
So you're doing this. You are ready to make the next step, go to something bigger. Look at another business opportunity, expand that entrepreneurial portfolio that you've got. How did you find out about Preservan?
Yeah, I found Preservan through a franchise broker,
Okay.
TJ, in Omaha, Nebraska.
Okay.
And I reached out to him with some certain criteria that I was looking for in a business. He checked the boxes on everything.
Yeah.
Preservan did.
Yeah, so you worked with a franchise, like a business consultant, a franchise consultant. What was that like? Like, do you, I think a lot of people, once again, thinking about maybe getting into business, there's a lot of different things they could do. Franchising might seem interesting. There's these people out there, consultants. Did you feel like it was worth your time to work with somebody like that? Did you find a lot of value in that?
I did find it, and I didn't do it the first time. I think because the vending business was technically a franchise. We didn't use a broker, and I think that the second go around, lessons learned. We thought it would be. We discovered the value of bringing in a broker, somebody who evaluates franchises and business opportunities all the time. And it was the guidance and support was valuable.
Yeah. Well, I have to say, from just on a personal level, TJ Corey, who you worked with, who's a franchise, an FBA franchise consultant, really great guy. And I can always tell when I'm working with somebody how good their consultant is. It's how well they're giving them guidance on just the process in general, making sure they get connected. I know, there's a lot of components to getting a business started. There's a legal component. There's a tax component. There's all these different things. And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but throughout the process, TJ was giving you guidance on different individuals to kind of help you out with that, to evaluate everything.
Lots of a good franchise consultant is going to make sure that the opportunity is a good fit for you across the board. I mean, financially, lifestyle wise, like, what are your goals? Does this opportunity fit your goals?
Yeah.
And a good broker is going to tell you yes or no. And I think TJ was instrumental. He brought several opportunities, and we vetted them all out. So it was I would recommend that people work with the franchise consultant, especially if it's your first business entrepreneurship venture.
Yeah, that's really good. All right, so let's switch gears here a little bit. Let's talk about Preservan. So, in your own words, you got the shirt on, looks good. In your own words, what does Preservan do?
Yeah, Preservan is a business that repairs wood rot. And it's the most simple instance.
Right.
Yeah, it's great. It's a simple concept.
Yeah, it's a simple concept. It repairs wood rot. What makes, there's a lot of things out there that probably repair wood rot. There's handyman businesses and maybe painters. What makes Preservan unique to those?
Yeah. So I think Preservan's identified a problem, and the solution that it brings is unique in that we're focused on a solution that's quick, efficient, one that is cost effective.
Right.
It's a solution that is complemented by professional service, being on time.
Yeah.
So it's a unique way to attack a simple problem that impacts hundreds of thousands of owners.
Right. Right. Like, if your house has wood, regardless of where you live, it's in some state of decay, whether it's wood rot or termites or something else out there. And most ways to fix it are really kind of, they're not affordable, they're not convenient. And we do have a really great solution. And you're going to be bringing that solution to your area, to Charlotte. But tell me just
Yeah.
for your territory that you're going to be serving, just kind of tell me what that encompasses, the different, is it all of Charlotte? Is it the whole metro? Is it bigger than that? Kind of give me kind of a broad spectrum of what areas you're going to be covering.
Yeah, so the greater Charlotte area, which is on the North Carolina and South Carolina
Yeah.
side, right? So it's obviously Charlotte proper. So lots of great neighborhoods in Charlotte, like Myers Park and Dilworth, Plaza
Yeah.
Midwood. There's a lot of historic districts like Elizabeth. And so a lot of great history there, but we'll be on the outer part of Charlotte as well too. So Belmont, Gastonia on the South Carolina side, TK, Fort Mill. So lots of great neighborhoods all across Charlotte.
Yeah.
So a good opportunity to serve all of the neighbors across
Yeah.
all of Charlotte.
Well, you're leading my next question, because you just used the word neighbors. And so we have, and I know you, in all of our conversations, you've picked up on this. We always say we don't have customers, we have neighbors. And so as you're thinking about going back to Charlotte, what does that mean when you think of, well, they're not my customers or my neighbors? How does that change the way that you're going to serve your city and your territory?
Yeah. So one of the reasons why I absolutely love the Preservan opportunity is that it brings a service that I highly identify with as just being a homeowner, right? So
Right.
all of my neighbors, all the people that we'll serve, they most of them live the American dream of owning a home,
Right.
and that's something I just identify with. And so if you can bring a service to them that makes their home more beautiful, at a cost-effective way, I think that's just the win-win value, the service that we bring to them.
Yeah.
And that's what I think being a good neighbor, being involved in those communities, really means.
Yeah. So, in preparation for this, you've been laying some groundwork. I know you've been talking to people. You've been looking at neighborhoods and different parts of your city, evaluating that opportunity. What are some of the things right now, as you're getting ready to return back to Charlotte and get to work, that get you excited? Like, what are some of the unique opportunities and spaces that you're really excited about there in Charlotte?
Networking with real estate agents and property management companies. Just in Charlotte in general, like the historic neighborhoods, where there truly are homeowners associations that are trying to preserve the original character of neighborhoods. I think that we just bring a tremendous, value proposition to them. And so I'm excited about getting plugged into those networks and introducing the concepts that we bring, the epoxy repair, that can really fulfill a need that they're probably dying for right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Nick, it has been great to have you on, and we are super excited for how you're going to serve your community there in Charlotte. And I've got one final question I want you to consider. You think about out in the future, 5-10 years from now. Of course you're doing this because you want an ROI, because you want to recoup your investment, because that American dream to do something and make money doing it. But bigger than that, what type of difference, personally or in your community, do you hope that Preservan Charlotte makes?
So I'd say this surprising thing so far is, as I looked into the opportunity and I wanted something that was scalable to grow, it's been growing my team right now already. So, having a business that can employ people in the community. So we call it our technicians, right? And that opportunity to my initial hires and future hires, and getting them involved and giving them the opportunity to partake in all this. So far, that's been kind of the surprise. That was something that I, hadn't really anticipated. And that's been really rewarding so far. And I'm looking to continue to build on that as I scale up the business.
That's super exciting. Love it, man. Well, you guys are going to do awesome. We are super excited to support you in this part of your entrepreneurial journey, and just can't wait to see all the great things you do in Charlotte. So thanks for being here, man.
Thanks, Ty.
All right. If you want to know more about Preservan, about maybe bringing this business opportunity to your area, both of these things are super simple to do. Just go to preservan.com. You can find out our locations there, and you can find more about our business opportunity and franchising. Later.